Hi guys, welcome to the masterclass on securing your intellectual property assets, IP assets for short. I'm going to be showing you how to legally secure the intangible but valuable creations of your mind, of your intellect. So securing your brand identity, securing written work, intellectual property invention. So things that you come up with, processes that you invent, and then designs as well. So all those types of intellectual property assets, we'll be talking about them one after the other. And then I'll start by helping you understand what we mean when we say IP, intellectual property, and then break down the different types of intellectual property and what form of creative output do each of these intellectual property assets protect. So trademarks, what do they protect? Copyright, what do they protect? Patents and designs, what do they protect? So that when you have these IP assets in your business, you're able to know that this is the type of IP I need to protect this creation, this invention of mine, right? And finally, I would also be touching on what to do when your IP has been infringed upon. Okay, so let's start. What exactly is IP? First of all, IP is short form for intellectual property, right? And generally, when you hear property, you think of real property like your house, land, physical land, buildings, etc. But when we're talking about intellectual property, we're moving from the realm of the physical tangible to the intangible. So property that you cannot see, touch, and feel is intellectual property. They are birthed from your mind, right? They're intellectually birthed. And the IP law recognizes that something that you create from your mind, even though it's intangible, it's a product of your creativity, it's a product of your initiative, it's a product of your innovation, right? The IP law recognizes those things as valuable and worth protecting for your benefit as the creator, as the originator, right? But for your IP creation, for the creation or the product of your human intellect to qualify as IP, it must be unique, right? It must be novel, meaning it must be something new, right? It must be non-obvious. It's not something that's, anyone could have thought about, or something that's, a necessary implication of what you're doing. And it's something that finally must have value in the marketplace, that people must see this product as something valuable that deserves protection under the law. I'll give you a quick pro tip. I mentioned real property when we started just a few minutes ago. And so you're thinking physical property, land, assets, right? And these things can be monetized. You can rent out your property, you can sell it off. You can actually take the documents to the bank to serve as collateral for a loan. In the same way, your intellectual property, once it has attained, a certain level of value in the marketplace, that intellectual property can also serve as collateral for you to monetize, right? You can grant security interest in your IP and exchange that for commercial loans, for bank financing in your business, right? So this is actually just one of the ways, of the modern ways that you can monetize your IP. There are about 9 of them. And I'm thinking of putting together something short, brief training on IP monetization, which will be available to, you after, launch legally is done, because you need to first get the IP, begin to work on it, build the brand, build the business. And then when you get to a point where you feel like this is something valuable, right, and you want to then take the next step to monetize, that will be available for you, right? So let's get into intellectual property, the different types of IP, and I'll start with trademarks. So see you in the next one.